know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by BetOnline.AG. BetOnline remains your number one source for all your college basketball betting this season. Get analysis of every play, prop, and point at BetOnline. You'll find the latest odds, bracket contests, team matchups, and game trends at BetOnline. Updated odds for everything from live games, the conference championships, right through the Final Four and championship game. BetOnline is your college basketball headquarters this season. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to sign up and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your bonus. BetOnline.AG, where the game starts. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary tight end Jason Dunn, and it's draft week, baby. We're hosting in Kansas City, and tonight we're hosting the Chief Concerns mock draft. JD, what do you have in store for the people tonight?
Woo, yes, sir. It is finally here. We've been waiting all this time, all off season. What we're going to get with losing guys, who's going where, man, it is finally here. It is the week, Marcus. It is the week. And I'm excited. And look, I have no idea which direction we're going to go. I'm not sure. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to try to put in what I think our needs are and where we may go in this draft thing. But I plan on getting out there, man. I'm going to get out there probably on Wednesday, catch up with some of the guys, just starting off the week really well, catching up with some NFL greats, some good Kansas City former players, my brothers. And it's going to be an exciting week, man. It's buzzing already. I've heard it is almost impossible to get down at Union Station. Some of the places, man, the hotels, what they're charging for people to get down there. It is a madhouse. So
I heard they have people were talking about online that there's sort of construction going on. So there's certain road closures, and people were kind of pissed off at the city actually for having these road closures in a week where Kansas City's hosting millions of people. So I can't even imagine how that's going to be.
Yeah, so they're like, well, screw it. Hey, look, we got things we got to do too, okay? Hey, we don't care about your little draft. We're not worried about that, okay? We need to get the roads and stuff done. What we're doing out here.
Hey, they got a point. The city does have a point with that.
Yeah, they do. But I've also seen, I forgot somebody was making a point about the airport. Somebody was saying the airport, trying to fly in was going to be crazy to pick people up. They were saying it was a bad design. Look, it's going to be a lot of excitement. It's going to be a lot of people complaining about what's going on. But the way I look at it, after it's all said and done, I think everybody here at Chiefs Concerns and everybody watching the Chiefs are going to be happy with what we go with.
For sure.
I feel that. I just feel that way. So,
but before we get to that, tonight we're going to find out what Jason Dunn thinks of some of the guys in this draft class and who Jason Dunn thinks we're going to be able to draft in this upcoming draft. So, JD, what we talked about beforehand, we're going to do pretty much a 5-round draft. Obviously, we have 10 picks in this draft, 2 6s, 2 7s, and obviously Brett Veach has hit on his 6th and 7th in the past, so we're not downplaying the 6th and 7th rounder types. But JD has done a mock draft for us for our first 6 picks. So from 1st to 5. So pretty much JD's looked at the top 150 guys and the top 166 guys. He's looked at that, and that's where he's kind of done his mock on the draft for us. JD, before we get into the draft, could you tell us what, if you were to prioritize positions of need when we get into this draft, starting on Thursday, what would be the top 3 positions of need? And we've kind of talked about it on the show throughout this offseason, but what would you say are the top 3 positions that you want to see Brett Veach and our front office attack this week?
Well, I think our top needs are without a doubt our main ones. Maybe just kind of based off of what this offseason has been about. Losing Orlando Brown Jr. to Cincinnati, getting Juwan Jones over here, Juwan Jones. I'm sorry, over here playing tackle. The thing is he going to play right or is he going to play left? That's kind of the dilemma I'm thinking of. You know what I mean?
Juwan Taylor. You're mixing up Juwan Jones.
Jones, I'm already into my draft. See, I'm already into my draft. See, I don't start telling on myself. But yeah, Juwan Taylor, we don't know what side he's going to play. So we look. He's been a right tackle his whole career with Jacksonville. He comes here. We know he's athletic. Can he make the transition to left? Well, we had Orlando Brown Jr. do that when he left the Ravens, right? And he came here because he wanted to get paid as a left tackle. That was his whole deal about being that, right? He said also too, commemorated his dad playing left tackle, and kind of talking about that. I was actually talking to one of my boys that played with Orlando Brown Jr. Orlando Brown, I'm sorry, with his father. He had a great story about things, but we definitely tackle is one of them. I think we still look at tackle because it's kind of up in the air if we want to move Juwan Taylor over to left tackle. Not saying that we can't. So we know, like it's been done in the past with somebody that we shown on our show that have very great feet, wonderful athletic ability. He can go left. So do we go for a right tackle? Well, we know we got Darian Kennard there, right? And me and you, we've had Darian Kennard on the show. He was one of the top tackles in the SEC. We have heard reports, and we know this. We know he's just a dog. He's a grinder. And he's one of those guys that's going to get it done. That's his attitude. And so we love that about him. So we know he's going to compete. He's going to compete at the right tackle. So the question is, do you get a guy to come in that either is going to be solidified left tackle, who's played left tackle, who has a history of playing left tackle, a staple at left tackle? Do you get that guy? Or do you get somebody, like you're saying, that's going to start? We got guys that we don't know who's back up. They're going to compete for those spots because you got capable guys on the team. And even bring in Lucas Niang. Tackle was one of them, okay? Now, the next one I think that we have to do, we have to address defense, okay? Defense is another one we have to address. I think D-line is someone we need to go. D-line is absolutely important. We need a complement to Chris Jones other than just having, like I said, George Kalakis right there, defensive end, coming out there. I think we need somebody on the inside too. Because Chris takes double teams. You're going to get double team all the time. If you got singled up, you got to win. We need a guy that's going to line up, who's going to be blocked by one guy and win. Yeah. Get pressure. Get back there. And as much as I love the guys last year, I didn't see enough of it. I just didn't. And so that begs the question, hey, do you go get another guy from the inside? And I think we do. Got to go get a young, hungry guy who is going to come in, push the pocket, get some pressures, get some sacks. It's going to help out that defense because I think offensively, we're pretty good shape. Defense, we got a great young secondary. We got the guys in the back, got that solidified. The linebackers is on lock. We just got some good guys in free agency here too. Another like safety as well. Line wise, we need to go get some guys. So that's what also too edge. Yep. Guys, love our, we was able to acquire this offseason, right? In the defensive ends, and we need another one. We need another guy. We lost Frank Clark. Frank is gone. Okay, and now look, they've been talking about maybe bringing Frank back. Carlos Dunlap has been one of those been kind of talking about too. But hey, get a young guy in here to complement George. Right? That's the way I look at it. That's not going to break the bank. So if you want to kind of go into your investment, get another defensive end, right? So another question, and we'll talk about it because we've been talking about it all season. Wide receiver wise, what is going to happen with the wide receiver, right? We talked a little bit, and we were saying that we've been high on DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop, trying to get here to Kansas City. So we don't know how all this is going to play out, but it doesn't work. And some of the reports, I think you told me, or you texted me, was telling me about now the team is looking to try to get a higher draft pick for DeAndre Hopkins, right? Which makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't you? Especially when it gets close to the draft. You want to see how desperate teams are, what teams need. So why not do that? But if it doesn't happen and they cut him after the draft is over, when it comes in, hey, she still might try to pick that up. There's a lot of questions there. The thing is, what do you address? Do you get your wide receiver? And I think you do. I think you still have to go get your wide receiver, right? I know the one we got on the books, MVS. We got Sky Moore. We got Kadarius Toney. Just got Justin Watson back, okay? Justin Ross is one of those guys that we have a lot of confidence in. He's just getting to play. We don't know what he's going to bring, okay? Yeah. We don't know. But if we go get another young guy that we have here for a number of years, then you have to worry about, trying to pay a wide receiver 19, 20, $1 million or 15, whatever it may be. But he's got to be a good, he's got to be a good fit for our system. That's another thing. It's got to be a good fit. So that's where I'm at, man. I know it's a lot there. I know I talked a lot about what we need. But I think hopefully when I show you what I have in my picks, I think he's addressed the issues. And now let's see what everybody thinks. I've been loving the comments, man. I love everybody's just kind of checking everything out, man. There's a lot of buzz going on right now.
A lot of buzz. A lot of buzz on our Chief Concerns channel. A lot of buzz and Chiefs Kingdom out there in the ether. And then also, obviously, with the draft being in Kansas City. Just amazing. The pinnacle of the NFL world right now. This winning the Super Bowl, hosting the draft. I mean, it's amazing. It's really an amazing time to be, in the whole Chiefs Kingdom vibe, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in the podcast world, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's being a former player of the team like you. So yeah, a lot's going on. So like JD said, JD will be in Kansas City for the draft. So definitely hit up the channel, DM JD on Twitter, see if you can maybe see the old guy in Kansas City. And then as far as us, I'm going to be on vacation, but I'm still going to be trying to I'll still be getting stuff up on the channel. I'm in the works right now, maybe even talking to getting Lance on YouTube on the night of the draft, maybe just to have a recap of the night. And I think my brother might stop by. He's been really with this whole all the guys in college this whole year has been doing his own research. Not a PFF guy, but he's been doing his own research on it. So we might do a little draft wrap up for day 1 and day 2 and day 3 while JD's out in Kansas City, being the man of the people. We'll be doing that on the YouTube side of things. I'm sure JD will have plenty to tell us next week on next week's show.
Yeah. Well, and I'll be on a few shows also too when I'm out there. So that's another thing. I'm trying to catch up with, obviously some of the people that we support and support our channel. Seeing them face to face and just maybe sitting down and having some food, breaking some bread. It's a good time. Hopefully, be able to catch up with Lance too. Some guys, like I said, and might sneak on the show, see what y'all talking about. Right? So
that's sweet. That'd be good. I go get some mac and cheese with Lance too. I know he's dying to do that with you.
Yeah. Let's see what he's got for me out there. Let's see.
But all right, so it's that time now. We're gonna get into the Chief Concerns mock draft. So JD, with the 31st pick of the first round, who does Jason Dunn have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting?
For the first pick, pick 31 of the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs take Darnell Wright. All right, Darnell Wright. That's my pick. Okay, Darnell Wright. And the thing is, and I'll preface this by this: there's a lot of reports that he may not be there. There are a lot of people. He's moving up in the draft. A lot of teams are talking about trying to get this guy because they see his athletic ability. Before it all started, he was probably projected maybe a 3rd or 4th rounder, but now they're talking about a 1st rounder because of what he showed at the Combine, what he showed at the Senior Bowl. And they know what he can do. And if you have a guy like this who has, and like I said, the need, what I'm looking at, we need a left tackle. We need a guy that played right tackle too. Darnell Wright has played both. He has a history of playing both. And he's, like I said, he's so athletic. either side he can go. Swing tackle, he can do it all. He can absolutely do it all. And so that would be a great fit for us. And plus, also, too, he'd be back right beside his boy if he's playing right tackle. Trey Smith, or he'd be on the line playing left tackle with his boy, Trey Smith, right? And so I would love to see that reunion happen in Chiefs Kingdom. So if he was in a Chiefs jersey, it would be a perfect place for him to be. So that's what's going to be my pick. Pick 31 in the first round is going to be Darnell Wright. Okay. Now, what I would say is this. Okay. If we don't get Darnell Wright in the first pick, can I do this? Can I just say what the other pick may possibly be?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. The other pick, still addressing tackle. I would say go get you a left tackle that's solidified at that position, who is a very good left tackle. I like him a lot. And that is Anton Harrison at Oklahoma. That would be it. Those would be my two. That would be my two picks. We've been talking about them on the show. I think you can't go wrong with these two guys. I really can't. And I don't think you do. And he'll be going home with his old boy, Creed Humphrey, right? So that's another thing. So here's another tie-in. So here you got two guys that's playing with guys that's on the Chiefs currently that we could get in the draft that know these guys, familiar with them. That's to me, I think that's important as far as having that chemistry. Go ahead.
Oh, for sure. Now, I'd love either one of these picks. Now, and I think I'm with you. I prefer, I give a slight lean to Darnell Wright because Darnell Wright has been able to shown to play both left and right tackle. Play well. What would be, besides the versatility aspect of Darnell Wright, what would be something you would say that kind of sets him apart from Anton Harrison, which is why you had Darnell Wright a little bit ahead of him?
I'll tell you what sets it apart is his, like I said, this is his athletic ability, his feet. And so when I'm thinking about somebody that is that's going to be on the offensive line with the Chiefs, you had to protect Patrick Mahomes, PM15. And so Darnell Wright has the ability to retreat a little bit further than I think than Anton Harrison does. I just feel that. And I look at it and I'm seeing his feet and I believe that. And I'm just watching the technique. I watched a few games. I watched how they, both of them get down. I love how Darnell Wright also comes off the football. He's a mauler. He comes in and, man, he's an absolute animal. Not saying that Anton Harrison isn't, but to me, Darnell Wright is one of those guys who is a high-energy guy on the offensive line. He's not going to stop. You're not going to stifle him. He's just going to keep coming. He's going to keep going. And so as long as you have a guy like that, you don't have to worry about using words like people were using words with OBJ last year, like lazy feet and all. You don't have to worry about that. We don't have to talk about those things. We weren't saying that to begin with. We didn't believe that. Okay, we understood the injuries he was dealing with, and of course, all these different things coming in late, obviously for training camp. But Darnell Wright is a worker. He's a guy that's going to come out there and he's going to give you everything that he's got. And so it's good to have an offensive lineman that's very, very athletic like he is, because he can get out in space. And that's the thing too. We run a ton of screens. We do a lot of things just trying to out-leverage the defense on the edge. So that'll be a perfect fit for him. Be a perfect fit.
Yeah, I love it. I can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with either one of these guys, as you said. So it's pretty clear that JD thinks tackle needs to be our number one priority. He said it before we started the mock draft, but with these two picks here, it's obviously clear where JD's headed with his where he wants the Chiefs to go. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the second round. So JD, with the 63rd pick of the Chief Concerns mock draft, who do you have the Chiefs selecting?
Okay. So this one, right? So I was spoken about it. I've said what we need. We need defensive line, and I think we need edge. Okay. We got Charles Omenihu this year for free agent signing, which is a great signing for us. He's going to bring a lot to the table. We get another guy here, which I think will go. And so defensive tackle or defense, edge guy. And I'm kind of pushing more kind of edge. That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for a pass rusher type of guy. I think there's a lot of depth there at defensive line. And so for the 63rd pick in the second round, the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs, they pick Isaiah Foskey from Notre Dame. Isaiah Foskey. Okay. That's who I like. I like this guy a lot. He's a high motor guy. He's got a lot of ability. When you're talking about pass rushing skills, he has that about him. When you're talking about leadership, this is who he is. And so playing in Notre Dame, we understand that Notre Dame has a history of guys, when you talk about linebackers, defensive ends, edge guys, stuff like Notre Dame's going to get it right. And so Isaiah Foskey, man, he's a guy that really just kind of, when I'm looking over these guys, how does he fit in our scheme? So he's a long, lanky guy. He's 6'5". Some of the defensive ends I've seen out here, the edge guys, some with 6'3", just kind of this, it's kind of tweeners. But he's got the mold. He's got the mold that I think Spags likes. He's got the body mold that he covets. And so a long guy like that, 6'5", that can lean in on guys and get to the quarterback, somebody that you need. Like I said, he's a leader. I think he'll do a great job here in Kansas City if he's there. If we can get him for the 63rd pick, man, we are on point, baby. We are on point. So I know he wasn't one of the people that came in for a personal visit, but he's one of those, if you had to think about maybe next guy, that's best guy available at a position, defensive end, that would be my pick. I'd take him.
Interesting. I honestly wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all, because the two names I've been hearing from that edge spot, from if we were going to go in the second round, was Derrick Hall, which you and I talked about. Will McDonald and Keon White were the three names I've heard as far as guys to go to us, whether either first or second round pick. Why you kind of mentioned some of the skill sets that folks he has, but why would you prefer Foskey over some of these other guys like the Derrick Halls of the world?
I think it's the measurables for me. I think it's really kind of what stood out, because when I'm looking at everybody and I'm looking at, obviously, like you said, Derrick Hall and those things. Now, look, I'll preface this. If I have my chance, all right, if he's not there, okay, he's not, well, I'll just say why, but that's really the measurables, okay? What I've seen on film, to me, he seems like just a more solid guy, as far as like his mixed bag of things he's able to do, hand-wise, being able to get to the quarterback. He's also a guy that will be good against the run, okay, which we have to do to protect the linebackers behind us. And so all those things to me answers the question, what do you look for in a guy, right? And so he's kind of one of those high motor guys. He's a leader on the field. He's somebody who could complement Charles Minhu. He could complement when we're talking about Karlaftis. I think that'd be a perfect fit, especially coming here for these next few years. I think he'd be a great guy. I think he's one of those, when you look at linebackers or edge guys, not linebackers, edge guys over the years, he kind of fits that mold for me. Talking about a leader. So we talking about something like Tamba and all those guys. When we talking about coming here, I want to catch somebody who's kind of in the middle of that, in that mold, right? That's what I want to be able to get. But I'm coming to our preferences, right? We talked about this. If he's not there, okay, if he's not there, and I had to take another guy, that would, without a doubt, be Derrick Hall. You're right. You're absolutely right. Derrick Hall will be my – hey, you are absolutely right. Derrick Hall will be my other pick if he's there, if we could get him. Just because of the same thing, his athletic ability, being able to get after the quarterback. Somewhat undersized in a sense. That's the thing about it. Playing up in the NFL may be a little bit different, but if you're asking him to come out and get the quarterback and give you some juice, he's got it. He's a guy that you absolutely wow your eyes like, wow, this guy right here is the real deal, because he is. And so I like both those guys. I really do. So it would have to be Isaiah Foskey, and then of course it'd be Like I said, Derrick Hall. Those be the two guys. So that's my 63rd pick. That's where I'll be going. But it would be edge guys, okay? It would be edge because I think we might be able to get something maybe a little bit different later on as far as, maybe edge or D-line. So that's my second pick. Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting how last year, because I think you and I last year's draft, we wanted to go heavy on the edge, which I could be wrong, but I foresee maybe you doing a little bit heavy on the edge this year's draft. But last year with our mock draft, you and I were heavy on the edge, and then we went heavy on secondary, which hopefully it allows us, the Chiefs, to go heavy on the edge this year. So you don't need to go heavy on secondary. But I've seen some people say, oh, maybe go get a safety to replace Reed next year with his cap hit coming. So I don't know. And apparently they say this is one of the deeper years in safeties in this draft class. But no, I like where your head's at so far in the tackle and edge. I just think you and I doing the show every week, I think you and I just have this one uniform mind. And now when it comes to the needs that we have for this team.
Absolutely. That's 100%. 100% on, man. No doubt about it. But that's what we're seeing. We were talking about guys that we wanted to draft. We talked about, and guys that we wanted to draft came in and played.
Yep.
Them suckers, they was getting after folks, and I was like, look, see, told you, right? Seen them up there in Buffalo, seen them in Chicago. And so my thing is, I'm like, those could have been our reps. We could have had this guy playing.
Well, hopefully this is the year where we hit on some of these edge rushers, and it's never, you can never have too many of them, as we always say on the show. You can never have too many edge rushers.
Can never have too many. You're absolutely right.
Especially with Spags' system too.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. But I think it's what, to me, if you bolster your defense, it makes everything a lot easier. It really does. Look, I keep making this point, right? Tom Brady was able to win those championships because he had a great defense. He had a great defense. That's not opinion. That's not somebody hating on Tom Brady. It's a fact. It is a fact. Tom Brady, and I had the notes down, but I think of the Super Bowls he went to, he was only 1 year he didn't have a top 10 defense.
Wow.
Just one. So people could talk about the greatness, and he is. He's a great quarterback, no doubt about it. But the thing is, when you have a defense out there who's stopping people, then, hey, that makes things a whole lot easier on the offensive side of the ball, right?
Yeah.
But your defense is going to be stingy. They're going to get the ball away. I think I seen one of the comments that somebody made on our show, and they was talking about, oh, well, get some guys in the secondary because they gave up so many touchdowns. Like, it happened in the very first of the year. These guys are still growing, right? We're talking about where they are now. These jokers, watch how everything changes, okay? They're very young, up-and-coming defense, and these guys are going to ball out. The thing is, what's going to help them out even more, you get somebody going to get after the football, okay? That way they don't have time to throw deep and catch touchdowns and put them in a position like that. So you start knocking these heads off, get to the quarterback, strip the ball away, scoop and score. Shoot, then it can look like the Super Bowl. Nick Bolton can get a couple scoops and scores.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So that's what we want to do. Get some guys on our defensive line, okay, and the edge is rushing the passer, stopping the run, and it's going to be lights out football. Yeah. Lights out football. Changes the dynamic of the entire game. The entire game.
Yeah, it makes life easier for sure.
Yeah.
The quarterback. All right, so I think I know where you're headed with this pick here, but JD, we're moving to the third round here. So with the 95th pick of the 2023 NFL Chief Concerns draft, who does Jason Dunn have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting with this pick?
Wow. Who does Jason Dunn for the 95th pick of the draft? Okay. I'm gonna go with this pick, okay? And this is what the whole question, we don't quite know up in the air where everything is gonna go. We don't know where we're gonna be doing things. I don't even know if this guy's gonna be there, but if he is, hey, we gotta stack this guy up right now. Okay. Now, Go to the opposite side of the ball again.
Uh-oh.
Go opposite side of the ball. Yeah, yes. Go on the opposite side of the ball. This guy, when I'm watching him on tape, and I'm watching him on film, he makes plays. He's a guy that absolutely knows how to find the end zone, knows how to get open, knows how to do all the things that the Chiefs are asking in a wide receiver. Okay? He is. Now, I think, Zay Flowers obviously has been there. Quentin and all those guys came down to work out with Patrick Mahomes, right? I think those are move-ups if we did something like that to get those guys probably early. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be in that position. I don't know if they want to go that far into that position. I got a guy who will be available, hopefully be available right around that time that we need, okay? So for pick 95 in the third round, the Kansas City Chiefs pick Nathaniel Dell, University of Houston.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, baby. I like this pick. Hey, I tell you, hey, I'm telling you what, okay? When I'm watching him and his ability, I see flashes of the guy down there in South Beach. I see flashes of Hill. I do. I see the old 10 kind of, torching defenses and making people miss and going up there and making plays. This is what this guy has the ability to do. He has that. And so when I'm watching him on film, you can't help but look. You can't help but look. Now, he's a smaller stature guy, but hey, as we know, and I've been talking about this the whole time, this offense is geared for the smaller receiver. It is geared for it. This guy can find windows. He can find holes. He can get open. They can hand it all to him, hit him on the screen pass, let him go hit his head on the goalpost. All right? He can get over defense and take the top off, and he can just make people miss. This guy right here, he absolutely fits. He is a danger on the field. You better find out where he is. If you don't, you're gonna find out real quick, okay? And he'll torture. So he's a touchdown machine, man. He catches a whole lot of balls. I think he ended up catching like 97 balls, I think, this previous season.
I think it was more, JD. 109 receptions.
109.
Yeah.
I knew it was a 9 in there somewhere. I thought it was 90, but 109.
Yeah, he went in 2021. He had 90 catches, and then last year 109 catches.
So 90 catches and then 109 catches.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on now. That's perfect, right? That's to me. You feed this guy, okay, and we know what we have in MVS, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Justin Watson. Hey, you add this guy to the mix, okay? This dude will be he'll be a star. He will absolutely be a star. And like I said, he's a guy that will come in and he will absolutely just electrify the field, the crowd. Mm-hmm. He has that all about him. And so that's what you need. You need a fast twitch guy. We got guys that we got here, but they're on a one-term deal, 1-year deal. We don't know how it's going to work out. We don't know what's going to go. And so that's why you got to be prepared for these things, right? You just got to be prepared for it. So, hey, man, I think if we get a guy like that here, he's going to be good for us the next 3 or 4 years. He's going to be another toy that Patrick Mahomes can have and Reed can use and just light up the field. I mean, just put it on fire. So that's my pick. That's what I like as our third pick, Nathaniel Dell.
The crazy thing about him is, and it's kind of what you said. It's like if you look at our mold of receiver and like you said the guy down in South Beach, we like the short stature guys. It's a small man's offense. That's what we've been saying since we started this podcast 3 years ago. But like everything I saw about Dell when you kind of brought his name up to me has said if this guy wasn't so undersized, he'd be a top 5 to 7 receiver ranked overall. Top 5 to 7. That would be his ranking as far as receivers in this draft class if he wasn't so undersized. But that's no problem. Andy Reid, he likes these undersized guys. I mean, he likes these smaller stature guys. So, I mean, hey, an off season or two in an NFL weight room could have bulk up a guy. I mean, he's 165 listed right now. I mean, give him an off season. You can probably get him to 180.
Yeah, 180. If he's not losing any type of speed, definitely. And so from what they say in the reports, he looks big and plays bigger than what his size is.
Yeah.
So that's what you want. True. The thing is, you just want a guy catching footballs. He don't need to get hit. Too. He's catching. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. I've seen him, get some hits, and he's torching. As long as he's torching defenses, that's all that matters. That's what we're looking for. And so, like you said, he's a nice fit, man, for this offense, for our scheme, what Andy does. Hey, I think this right here makes a whole lot of sense. So if we don't want to go through the whole D-Hop route and all those different things, this guy right here will fit right into what we do.
Yeah. No, I love this pick, 3rd round. That's like, a lot of people had us taking receiver in the first 2 rounds. I mean, you wait and you get a guy like this who actually fits our offense, whereas like some of these other guys like Quinn Johnson, Jalen Hyatt, they don't really fit. At least Johnson doesn't really fit our offense, whereas this guy fits our offense. I mean, it makes sense. Easily plug and play. He can play in so many different roles in this offense. He can be the Hardman. He can play the Sky Moore role. He can do the Tony. He can do a lot. And this guy is very well-rounded. I mean, Houston, those air raid offenses, man. I mean, they teach these guys how to play in the slot, especially those little small dudes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I think, man, he would be absolutely perfect for us. To me, like you said, plug and play coming into what we do is so important. And so Patrick will make him feel welcome. All the guys around him, because they kind of almost the same body type. They'll get him right. They'll get him right. So yeah, I do. I like that pick too. No doubt about it. I like the pick.
And Patrick doesn't have to get used to throwing to some quarterbacks aren't used to throwing to smaller stature guys, but Patrick's been doing that since he came in the league.
Yeah, yes he has. That's a fact.
So that'd be a phenomenal pick. Okay, so now we're going to the 4th round. This round we have 2 picks. One is from the infamous Tyreek Hill trade, which we got from Miami. So our first 4th round pick, the 122nd pick, which is from the Miami Dolphins in the Tyreek Hill trade that we got last year. JD, who do you have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting with the 4th round, the 122nd pick overall in the Chief Concerns mock draft?
So, okay, this guy, all right, and I've said we need D-line, okay, edge, we need defense, and I said a good compliment we need to Chris. This guy when I'm looking at him, he keeps popping out to me, and I think he's a guy that, without a doubt, could fit into the things that we do. I truly believe that. I think if we're looking to get somebody who is kind of a run stopper, he shows some flashes. He could do a lot of different things. To me, he's a guy that would absolutely complement Chris Jones on their side. I really believe that. Okay. So to me, pick 122, round 4 in the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs pick Kobie Turner. Kobie Turner from Wake Forest. That's what I'm going for.
So, and you like this based on, because last year we talked about we needed a run stuffer. We need kind of a plugger type. We went and got Brandon Williams during the season. We had James Sheldon in the off season. Didn't really work out. I think he's still on the team, but it didn't really work out. We got Brandon Williams. Defense looked like night and day when he came in, which was crazy because he was a veteran ad in midseason. But you think we should go out and just get one to have one or a young guy like that?
A young guy, man, who could come in and absolutely. He's got great bend. He pushes through, man. He's very strong. The thing is, he not really a tall guy, but he's one of those, like you said, somebody's like who's going to be a run stopper. He shows a lot of flash. This is what I like about it, because when he comes and he presses, he does a great job of it. He does an absolute great job of it. And so when I'm looking at him on film, I'm like, you know what? This guy right here, man, he can absolutely play. I would love to have a guy like this come in and absolutely play in the Chiefs defense in our scheme. Okay. So the thing is, he ran a 4.49. Right? No, hold on. What he running? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get his 40 time. Well, the Joker, he did 31 reps, okay, on the bench. All the films I've seen when he's doing, he's got good knee bend, he's staying low, takes on double teams really well. We need a guy up front. We need that. And so I think with his quickness and athletic ability, he creates a lot of problems on the one-on-one. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the one-on-one. If you're looking at one-on-ones, he creates a lot of different problems. And so when I'm watching him when he's doing one-on-ones, he's winning. He's winning. So I think he'd be a great fit. I think he'd be an absolute great fit here. He would fit in this scheme because he's not a big guy. He's not an overpowering, huge guy, but he's an effective guy. You know, and that's what you need. You need a guy that's effective, get around slow guys who like you said, might be a little underneath. He might be able to anchor and do some things. But I like him. A lot of people like him. So when people start talking about him, when I start watching this film, to me, I'm like, you know what? I think the Chiefs will do a good job getting this guy here as far as D-line wise. All right. So there's a couple other guys I like, but to him, he's always coming out to me, and he's the one. When I'm going up and down the board, I'm looking at D linemen. One of the ones that's not going to be there, obviously, at this, pick 4. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Pick 122.
Yep.
He's going to be the next best thing that's out there. Okay, he's going to be the next best thing out there for me, and so he'll bring a lot to the table. He'll get to the scheme where he can be able to, if you need to stun him and you need to twist with some guys and stuff like that, he'll be perfect for it. He'll be perfect for it. So I like Kobie Turner. I really do. So that's who I would pick, 4th round, pick 122. It's our first D lineman. That's what we get.
I mean, Saunders is gone. Brandon Williams is gone. So there is a big need there, and this is something we've been talking about for quite a while with this D tackle position. Even when Saunders was here, we felt we needed that. One cool note about Kobie Turner, small world. He's from Northern Virginia, right in my backyard. He went to Centerville High School, won a state championship there while he was there. He's from Clifton, Virginia, so he's right in the my neck of the woods.
Okay.
I'd love to have a Nova guy in Kansas City. So that'd be great. Yeah, I'm with you on having on a D tackle being an emphasis, and quite frankly, I know this is round 4, but anywhere in that first to 4, if D tackle is a position that we go ahead and get, I'd be totally okay with that. I mean, I know we brought in Mozzie Smith for a visit. I wouldn't be mad if we drafted him with round 1. I mean, that's obviously it depends who's there, but if they feel like that's a big priority. It is a big we mentioned it. It's a huge priority to have somebody to kind of help Chris Jones. It make his life a little easier on the inside.
Oh, no doubt about it. Mozzie Smith, no, without a doubt. I think with this guy, Mozzie is he's definitely a first rounder. He's going to bring that to the table. I think first round. Is that the priority? Well, I'm thinking tackle is a bigger priority because if you're trying to find something, a tackle later on in the rounds, you're not going to get what you really want. Yeah. Especially to be a starter. That's what I'm thinking about. This guy coming in and starting off the tackle right off the bat. And so I think you can find a guy on the defensive tackle as long as he has the ability, he has the want to, and the knack to beat double teams and a single team, when you got it singled up, I think we're good. And so that's what I like, man. That's what I like about Kobie Turner. I really do. So
I love it. And I think right away he's gonna be rotating in on week 1 of the season. We're gonna see him in that game. No doubt in my mind. Because right now it's Noddy and him. I know he signed a few like veteran minimum type guys for the D tackle position, but I feel like Kobie Turner, I mean, if this is a pick that we would have, I feel like he would day one, he'd be rotating in.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But hey, look, man, I got some help coming for him. So, all right, I got some help.
All right.
I got some help coming with him.
All right, I like this. Okay, so that's a nice segue to the next pick. So 12 picks later, Chiefs will be back on the board at pick 134 in the 4th round. JD, who do you have the Chiefs selecting in the Chief Concerns mock draft for pick 134?
Pick 134. Okay. This guy, he's when you talk about Simply Smooth, you're talking about somebody who is a true pass rusher, athletic, can do it all. If he's here, and I think he will be, but he's somebody in the rotation that will cause a lot of problems. And I believe you want to keep everybody off balance. These quarterbacks, right? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and all he's a little bit off balance now with all these little scandals and stuff coming out. I don't know if you heard about that, but I'm like, oh yeah, hey, but
I don't know.
Oh, it's another segment. I don't know, man. It's gossip and stuff, but apparently I don't know if I don't know. So,
ooh,
yeah, you had to check it out, baby. But
we'll talk after the show.
We'll talk after. And then Justin Herbert. So you try and get guys, keep them off their grass and stuff like that. You got to bring the house. You got to bring guys that's going to get to the quarterback. And so this guy, love watching him. Okay, because they're going to bring everything to the table. Athletic. He's a guy, like I said, is going to get after a guy. He's going to get after the football. Plays nonstop to the whistle. With the 134th pick, round 4, I got KJ Henry. Edge from Clemson.
I like that.
Yeah, yes. KJ Henry. Yes, sir. Hey, man, this dude is an absolute animal. Absolute animal. And so watching him, it's hard not to, when you got a guy like this, it's hard not to take him. Really, why wouldn't you want to, have a guy that has that type of ability that can go and get the football? So he's one of those guys, man. He's one of those guys. And like I said, coming from Clemson, he knows how to go get after the football. He knows how to go get after the football. And so I love him because of, when you look at how he grades out with all these other people, he's up here high. Like Miles Murphy, right? Miles Murphy, a teammate. I'm looking at this, he said pass rush grade, right? 84, Miles Murphy, 78. Run defense grade, 78. Miles Murphy, 72. Total pressures, KJ Henry, 53 to Miles Murphy, 34. Pass rush win rate, 15.9 to Miles Murphy, 14.3. Run stop rate, 6.2 to Miles Murphy, 5.2. I mean, he's the guy. He's the guy. But they got Miles Murphy, probably is going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Because it's potential. And so that's where everything is. So if you have a guy that is rated lower than a dude that's supposed to be the first-round pick, but has been performing better, why wouldn't you get him? I mean, he's athletic. I mean, he has a mixed bag of things, man. He's a perfect fit for our defense. Put it that way. He's an absolute perfect fit for what we do defensively. And he'll cause havocs. He will come into what we do, walk into the rotation, get in, and he will be somebody that will be a difference maker. And you'll see it immediately. So I'm heavy on this. Defensive ends. I told you that's a 2 we got, man. 3 with them looking for. Isaiah Foskey, right? If he's not there, Derrick Hall might be there. If not, KJ Henry's right there with him. So we set. You saw defense-wise, that's what you need. You want rings, This is what you need. Young guys that are hungry, getting after the football. Okay? They're absolute dogs. He's one of them for sure. So, Tiger and the cat on this one because he's a Clemson Tiger. So, so that's who I got.
I love you bringing up the measurables and the comparing it to Miles Murphy, who's going to go in the first round. And then it's like, wait, what is the real difference? Obviously, the 40 time is the big thing a lot of these guys are going to go to. And I think, they're about the same size. 6'4", 6'5". Yeah. They're both like 260-ish.
Yeah. But the thing is, 40 times, look, I just need for you to get off the football.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I just need for you to get 5 to 10 yards. How fast can you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So,
yeah, and looking at so you have 3.5 sacks last year for Henry, 4.5 the year before, 3.5 the year before. This is Clemson, so they have guys who are, a lot of rotations in, so that's why you're not getting the 10 sacks, 11 sacks. You have guys who are going to pro every year. When I say 2022, 2021, 2020, they have pros who are going to the draft every year and that. So these get rotating in with other premier guys. So that's why he's going 3.5, 4.5, 3.5. So if we did this, JD, I would lose it in a very good way. So
yeah, me too. Man, I'd be like, step with you. Here we are. We on our way. We are on our way. We are on our way, no doubt.
I would say we solidify the defensive line, and with going to edge at this point, we still have one more pick to go in the Chief Concerns mock draft. We still have in the real draft we'd have 5 more picks left. But you go 2 edge and 1 D tackle, you have 3 D lineman picks in the first 4 rounds. It'd be amazing. It's everything we wanted last year. We get it this year, which hey, I'm all for it.
Right, and this is our druthers. This is what we picking. So this is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Because we think we need them.
Yeah, 100%. So KJ Henry with the 134th pick. All right, JD. So now we're going to the Chief Concerns Mr. Relevant because it's the final pick of our mock draft. So we're going to the 5th round, and we're going to pick 166. JD, who do you have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting with the 166th pick of the Chief Concerns mock draft?
166 pick of the mock draft. Okay. So I tell you what, man, he came on a visit to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are looking at him because I think they want this guy later on in the rounds. Okay. And he's been a surprise to a lot of people. I think he's a diamond in the rough. Exactly someone that Beach looks for. Okay. To be something. And so he fits the mold. He's what the Chiefs could use. Big body, got some leanness to him. Also, too, when you kind of look at him. So I'm an EKU guy. Okay. I'm an EKU guy. This guy used to be, or at least the team used to be our rivals, and that was Western Kentucky. Right? It was Western Kentucky. What we're looking for right now with the 166th pick, 5th round, looking for Broderic Martin, defensive line, Western Kentucky University.
Wow.
Yes. That's where I'm looking at stacking up. This right here, hey, fortify what you want to do, get everybody ready. Broderic Martin, Western Kentucky, is going to be an absolute beast for what we do. An absolute beast. And so he would be a great fit. He would be a great fit for what we're asking him to do, especially in this defense. Fits well. And he's going to be hungry when he comes in. He's going to be hungry. So like I said, the Chiefs are looking at him. And so they're looking at him for a reason. These are one of those picks. These are guys like when you bring the guys in, right, for the visits, obviously you're looking at them. Okay, you want these guys. You're asking more questions because you're trying to get a little bit more feel for who these guys are. Okay. He's one of those guys in the later rounds, they think, man, if we could get a guy like this, we're going to be all right. Okay. We're going to be all right. So Broderic Martin, from Western Kentucky University. Be a great fit for the Chiefs.
So this would be your Brandon Williams type of guy, right? 6'4", 335. I mean, he's an incredible Hulk. I mean, that's those measurables right there. It's wild.
You ain't moving him. You're not moving him. You're not moving this guy. You're not. And so when you mix things like that up, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do against the offense, where you think you're able to run the football, but you keep them off our linebackers. Okay, let both of them guys run. That's what you want them to do. You want them to flow, make plays, and get out there. If he needs to go ahead and hold two and then have Chris get one, perfect. If not, he's going to take that one that center or that guard, and he's going to take him and put him right in that lap of that quarterback. Okay.
The one thing that stands out with him when he did take the visit, I saw I kind of did a little reading on him, but the one thing that stood out for a D tackle position, I think his arm length's 34 inches, which is pretty long for a D tackle.
Yes, sir.
And is that something you probably think is like, oh, that's key? Obviously, big, and we want a plugger, but also having that to go against interior offensive linemen, and that's right. Huge.
It's huge because you're pressing, and you immediately press. So when you come out, you want to shoot your hands immediately and press the guy back. Once this sucker starts to extend, that's especially against guys that have shorter, arms, especially you got guards and centers and stuff like that, right? Because they're just like little muscle guys and stuff. Don't really have the long arms. That's tough to get into a guy's body because that's what you want to do. You want, especially in the trenches and in the inside, anything from guard to guard. Okay, you want to have a guy as close to you as possible. You don't want to give him space. You keep him right there. You just want to push him, double teams, all those different things. That's what you want to be able to do, okay? If he's able to extend out, you can't get off the football. You ain't going to get to the next level. And so you ain't moving nobody. You ain't moving no lanes. And so you give linebackers free reign to run right there. A gap, B gap. Let them run. Let them guys run, okay? That's what you want the Mike linebacker to do, okay? Yeah, obviously sideline to sideline, but you, without a doubt, as long as he's not getting touched, A gap to B gap for your Mike, shoot. That's very important. It's very important. And so we talked about that last year. We was having a little problem kind of stopping some of the runs, right? And we were saying, like, look, we need to do a much better job against the run because it gets him off the field. He's going to help us out in that department. That's for sure. So, yeah.
Broderick. Do you? I know you're a Kentucky guy. You're an EKU guy. Do you know anything personal about Broderick Martin? Do you know anybody in the Western Kentucky staff that you provide some insight about this guy if we do draft him?
I used to, but no, I don't now. Okay. Actually, I had a guy that I coached was down there, so I might have to call him and ask him what he thinks about it. Okay. Do a little reconnaissance on him. But I'll find out some more things on him for sure. But,
do you know if is he from Kentucky?
I don't know if he's from Kentucky or not. I'm not sure.
Broderick Martin he's from Alabama.
Bama. Okay.
Tuscaloosa.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, the fact that that's the thing. We're so good with having this. Our scouting department is so great. We're always getting guys from these smaller schools, and in West Kentucky, obviously they're one of the best in their conference. Every year, actually, perennial champions. Bailey Zappi coming from West Kentucky. So yeah, West Kentucky's pretty solid. But yeah, no, it's great that we are getting visits from guys from the smaller schools like that, not the non-power fives.
Well, here's the thing, though, the fact is, if you can play, they're gonna find you.
Yep,
that's what's gonna happen. It don't matter, small school, big, whatever you at. Okay, if you can play football and you a baller, they will find you. As long as you taking care of what you need to take care of on the field, okay, somebody gonna knock on your door.
Yeah,
right? They're gonna give you opportunity. And so I think guys got to remember that, especially during this time going into the draft, is, hey, look, you may not get drafted where you want to get drafted, Been there. I'm gonna raise my hand for that. But you have an opportunity, put your foot in the door, and you get there to show what you can do. Hey, don't let any opportunity pass by you. You take it for what it's worth. And so that's the main thing, is able to just move on, get a breather. Okay, let me go to camp. Let me go and just show everybody what I can do. So all the guys, free agencies, and the guys that's getting picked 3rd, 4th, 5th round, all of it is, hey man, it is a great honor. It is an absolute privilege. This right here, man, is so hard to do, to go play professional football. Any profession is tough. You know, these guys going to be the best of the best that's coming out here in college football. And they're going to have a chance, you know, to make a career out of it and get paid real well for doing those things that they do well on the football field. Now, all they have to do is manage what they need to manage and take care of what they need to take care of. And it'll all take care of itself at that point. So
that's good advice. And that's good advice from 8 year, 8 years in Kansas City. What's the exact number?
11 total.
11 years. Yeah. I always remember. I forget how many years was in Philadelphia. I always remember.
Philly. I always say 4 because I had it that year I was hurt. So, but 11 years that's been around. I know I've been in the buildings. Sure, when I was coaching, I was going in the buildings still. Even now, I go back in the buildings and I go talk. I talk to all the guys that's still my age. Guys used to play, are now coaching and doing all those things. So I got a great rapport with guys and just talking about what it means to be in the NFL right now. And, it's good to see some of these young guys coming in, and I'm excited for them because I know what this whole process is all about. So you can go quickly, man. 11 years before I knew, it was like, wow, there it is. Shoot, really 12. And it was like, man, where'd all the time go? But you just get it, you get so, immersed in what you're doing, and you loving what you do, that it is a great ride, and it's over quickly. So
enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely.
Enjoy the ride. And obviously every episode, there's always wisdom that you bestow to me and to everybody out there in the pod and who is listening or watching us. And obviously what you just said right there, hope whoever player is going to draft weekend is listening to us. I hope they take that in and really embrace this weekend with their family and such. There's a pivotal moment in some of these people's lives that's going to happen in the next 5 days. So
it's, man, I'm telling you, with Whirlwind, it's going to go fast. Drafted. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Congratulations. All right, let's get on the plane, get over here. Let's get everything start going. Okay, get to work.
Yeah.
And so your head's going to be spinning, man. But this right here, man, it's just, like I said, it's just going to be so exciting just for the city in itself in Kansas City. Hopefully, our draft looks something like this. Getting some of these guys on here, I think every guy that I got were great guys that could fit into our schemes, what we do in the Chiefs, especially adding on to getting another championship, not just this year coming up, but a couple of years to come. And so these are good athletes. These are great football players. These are football players. Can win championships. If you look at it, come from some really, really great traditional schools historically, able to do football-wise, great traditions. And so it'd be great to have them in Kansas City if we get this guys here. But like I said, look, we're going to be happy for whoever we get, okay? Right? And reaching those guys, they're going to make everything work. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Mm-hmm.
Right there with you. And just looking at your mock draft, now that it's done with the 5 rounds. So in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in the 6 rounds, we went 4 D linemen, JD. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. That's what I was looking for. We look for free agency and think, hey, get some of these young guys in here that's going to be able to come get after the football right now, right? So
you do the same approach that we did last year's draft. We did a secondary thing, and we're not even thinking about secondary. Whoever's thinking about secondary doesn't even know the team obviously well enough. But you did secondary. That's it. We don't have to think about it for at least till next year's draft or maybe the year after that. We fortify the defensive line. We don't have to think about the defensive line for the next couple of years. So
yeah. Look, and if you want, I'm one of those. If you go right now, 6th round, you got 2 6th-round picks and 2 7th-round picks. You go pick up a corner or two. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Go get you a corner. Go get you, maybe another wide receiver, or safety, or guard. Right? Go get you another guy. Okay.
I will say with guard, I was going to throw a guy in there who I think I could totally see us going for, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. Just the last thing before we head out of here. Andrew Voorhees, the guard from USC, who played a little bit of tackle, played a little bit all over their line, but tore his ACL right, I think, at the combine or right before the combine. Did some things there. I think he did bench at the combine, but he's probably going to miss a good chunk of this year. But that's a guy I could totally see us drafting. Talk about guards. Drafting a guard and maybe letting him sit for a year, and he comes back next year and ready to rock. And he could and as Peter King said, Joe Thuney's getting up there in age, and I think it's good towards the end of the back half of his deal. So I mean, he could be having a good cap hit coming. So that's we're playing this cap game every year, so that might be something to look at. But that's a potential pick. What do you think about the Andrew Voorhees?
With the injury like that. I mean, is it something you can get him in free agency? Because of the injury. If not, then you maybe in later rounds if he's available. Sure, you can scoop a guy like that up. You definitely can. We got enough guys on the line right now that could definitely hold it down until like you said, for a year to get right. So,
Trey Smith was a 6th-round pick. We have two sixes. So I mean. Potentially, and he had a lot of medical red flags, and then we ended up taking a chance on the 6th round. I mean, that could very well happen again, and we've seen it be done with us and successful before. Obviously, you've seen many teams do it with other guys in the past, and that hasn't worked out. But you never know.
Right.
But all right, JD. Well, JD, I hope you have a phenomenal time in Kansas City. I hope you rep Chief Concerns well down there while you're over there at the draft, man.
Of course, man. Like I said, I'm so excited, man. I'm gonna be all around the city. I know it's gonna be crazy just trying to move around that area, but I plan on going to a couple of things for the NFL events. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for this trip.
Yeah,
really excited.
It'll be a good time. I'm happy for you, and of course, take pictures with some of the alums you're gonna be seeing there. Your boys.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely gonna do that, man. Definitely gonna do that. But I just want to say, man, I appreciate everybody, kind of sticking with us, watching the draft, all these different things. And, when you get this coming onto your channel and when you see this on YouTube, you get this episode out, I want everybody just to watch it and see what you think and you put your thoughts into it. We appreciate everything. We do. We appreciate everything, the comments and whatnot. So I just want to say that to the fans. And thanks for the support. Keep supporting us because we're going to keep bringing it. We're going to keep bringing some good stuff to y'all. So this year is going to be very, very loaded and excited. It's going to be a good time. Always a good time over here at Chiefs Concerns, ain't it?
Of course. I could have said it any better myself, JD. You always do a great job articulating the thoughts and feels of the program. But that does it for us, guys. We'll see you guys next week with the regular Chief Concerns crew. Like I said, we'll be doing some Chiefs Concerns draft wrap-ups day 1, day 2, and day 3 of the drafts. And then, of course, we're going to get our guy JD to comment on all the sights and the sounds and everything he saw at the week at the in Kansas City at the draft. So we'll see you guys. See you guys next week, and hope you guys enjoy the draft. And let us know in the comments what you think about JD's mock draft. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.